really the second most important process within any enterprise after order to cash. So naturally, it should become your second priority in terms of intelligent process automation. So two of the big issues within Procure to Pay are, one, you have employees that typically buy from vendors that are not ideal. So you spend a lot of time in your procurement department negotiating rates with large national vendors so you can recognize volume discounts. But then you have employees going into your ERP systems and buying from whoever they want. So one of the interesting features we're going to show here in Clear Work is within the purchasing module, I'm going to start on the requisitions page, and we're going to go through end-to-end the entire Procure-to-Pay process. But right from the get-go, we enable something that has been around for about 20 years, but it's called Punch-Out. From here, I can restrict the vendors that my employees can buy from. So right off the get-go, they can only buy it from Amazon, Office Depot, or Grainger. I'm going to select Amazon. And what's happening here is that it's going to establish a secure e-commerce session with that vendor that says, hey, I am Clear Software Inc., or whoever you happen to be as an organization. Because you've established that secure session, it's also going to restrict what your employees can buy to what you've actually negotiated with that vendor. So I'm going to select a printer. So sure, this one looks good. Add it to my shopping cart. And of course, I'm probably going to need some paper. May as well add that. And then let's just add some more paper. So the second biggest issue within Procure to Pay is that your employees will go onto these shopping sites and order office supplies or whatever they happen to need, submit them, and then they might go into your ERP system and enter that purchase order requisition, or they might not. Even if they do, sometimes they might enter a single line item purchase order for miscellaneous expense. So you lose all that line item level detail associated with your actual purchase with your vendor. But through Punch-Out, we automate that process completely. So when I click Submit these items for approval, behind the scenes, that's being redirected to Clear Process, our automation engine, and it's applying business rules to your shopping cart contents and feeding it into your ERP system as a requisition with line item level detail. So this really helps in terms of negotiation at year end, when you can say unequivocally that you've ordered 3,000 of something, but you negotiated for 2,000 purchases within that year. It allows you to have some leverage to say, hey, look, we bought a lot more than we thought, so next year we want an even better discount on Epson printers, for example. So from here, I can convert this to a purchase order. And this would follow all of your typical approval processes behind the scenes. So if you've configured in SAP or Oracle or whatever your ERP system is, a set of approval rules, you're still going to have to do that within Clear. We're simply sitting on top and automating that process. So from here, I can approve this purchase order. So I go ahead and click Approve. And behind the scenes, it's going to transmit that order to Amazon as approved. But it has a reference back to the original requisition, and once I actually receive that shipment from Amazon, I can receive it by clicking Goods Receipt and clicking Create Goods Receipt. So that's essentially the end-to-end process. Once the goods receipt's been received, obviously the vendor is going to send us an invoice, and that's where we cover that in the vendor invoices page. So it's essentially the end-to-end procure-to-pay process with automation to help reduce the amount of AP reconciliation that occurs.